Why is shadow work so important to you, Emily? Why is it so important to what we're wanting to do?
Shadow work is so important because it's all of this stuff that's hiding in the dark, and when it brought to the surface, it allows us to have a level of consciousness and release and openness and relief. There's a level of safety and trust that comes to the field because it goes, oh wow, this is in the field. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to bring it to the light of consciousness, because if I don't, then what happens is it subtly goes down and it starts running behaviors. It starts to create a field of energy, of density, of repression. And what happens is that those vibrations get stuck and stagnant, and over time build up, and create a level of discord and disarray and disharmony between relationships, between the earth, between all of the things that cause suffering on this planet.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to say about how you observed when people don't acknowledge the shadow side, or on the other hand, the beauty of what happens when we do?
The beauty of what happens when we acknowledge the shadow side is that it prevents an open frequency in the field. There's nothing, but what happens is it creates almost a neutrality, and then what happens is the field opens to then more energy and a more clearing and clarity of the field. And honestly, it helps create greater connection in the field because there's a transparency and there's a safety that, oh wow, this is something that's here. I'm going to honor it and be aware of it so that it doesn't become something that drives me subconsciously and sabotages it. I'm going to name it, and I'm going to have the courage and taking ownership of when that does come up. I'm going to keep it in my consciousness, and I'm going to provide that level of safety to others by doing my own personal inventory work. You asked me another question, and I forget what.
That's all right. It was just what happens when people don't do it.
Yeah. And that's it's causing the suffering on the planet. It's what's causing the behavior that's causing pain and separation. And why we don't do it in a lot of ways is because we have a fear of being made wrong, we have a fear of being shamed, and we have a fear that if we're vulnerable, that will be used against us. And what the thing is that if people could realize it's actually one of the greatest strengths and powers is doing that level of work, because it creates, again, safety, trust, and opens the field of energy so that you invite more connection in. It's the law of polarity. As we honor the dark, as we honor the moon, as we honor the depth, so we make space for the law of polarity of the light. They work in conjunction together.
Thank you. How perfect for you to kind of be expressing this just as we approach the winter solstice.